Tasmanian Premier Jeremy Rockliff's CV includes helping to build an iconic roadside potato. And just like Australia's potato shortages, the country's also seen a shortage of Liberal premiers. Mr Rockliff is the only one left. Now Jeremy Rockliff's facing voters on March 23rd, hoping to win what would be a record fourth term for the Liberals. So beyond past potato farmer, who is he? Mr Rockliff was first elected in 2002 and served in opposition for 12 years. Since the Liberals won government in 2014, he's been in several roles, including Education Minister and, reluctantly, Health Minister.
Are you hoping for a different folio this time, perhaps health?
or something else?
Mr Rockliff became Liberal leader 2 years ago when the popular pandemic Premier Peter Gutwein stepped down. Mr Rockliff hit the ground running with one of his top focuses signing a deal with the AFL to build a stadium in Hobart and secure a team for the state. It's been contentious.
If you stop the stadium, you stop the team and you kill the dream.
The issue put Mr Rockliff's premiership on a rocky path, with two backbenchers quitting the Liberal Party, throwing the government into minority. Jeremy Rockliff's hoping his party could win a majority of seats. If it fails, he's set conditions for leading another minority government.
I will not agree to anything that constrains me or my government. I will not be trading ministerial positions or policies.
Labor leader Rebecca White also grew up on a farm and loves horses, though her CV is more solely focused on politics. Ms White moved up through the party ranks, first working as a political staffer, then being elected in 2010.
It's time for renewal in Lyons.
Ms White became leader of the Labor Party in March 2017 when Brian Greene retired. She was the youngest sitting Member of Parliament.
Exciting time.
Before her political career, Ms White had worked in the gaming rooms of Hobart's West Point Casino. That experience contributed to the bold plan Labor took to the 2018 election, promising to remove all poker machines from pubs and clubs. But the policy backfired. The Liberals held on to majority government after being heavily backed by a gaming and hospitality industry campaign that left Labor outspent on advertising.
Absolutely less than half. I would say 1/5.
Ms White stepped down as leader after her second election loss in 2021.
I'm not standing aside as the leader because of my pregnancy. I want young girls and women everywhere to know that they can achieve anything.
But when her successor, David O'Byrne, was accused of misconduct, she took the leadership back just 2 months later. After factional infighting, the ALP National Executive took control of Tasmanian branch operations.
Labor heavyweights called in as a dramatic solution to fix a broken culture.
That arrangement ended early, a few days before the election was called, with Ms White saying Labor was stronger than ever and ready to govern. The Greens' Rosalie Woodruff is the newest to the job of leading a Tasmanian political party. She was elevated last year when former leader Cassie O'Connor left the lower house. Prior to spending her days here, Rosalie Woodruff had a varied career, including being part of a 1980s campaign against Australia's involvement in the US spy bases at Pine Gap, leading to a 2-week stint imprisoned in the Alice Springs jail. Ms Woodruff is an epidemiologist. Her work has looked at climate change and its health impacts. After 6 years on the Huon Valley Council, Ms Woodruff entered state politics in 2015, elected in a recount in the seat of Franklin, replacing Nick McKim after he moved to the Senate. Ms Woodruff's epidemiology background gave the Greens an upper hand during the COVID-19 pandemic, when it came to understanding the virus and how it should be managed.
We're deeply concerned the lack of resourcing and stringent processes makes this a manifestly ineffectual protection measure.
We are asking people to self-identify.
This election, Ms Woodruff's focusing her campaign on the health and housing crises, and the Greens don't support the proposed AFL stadium. The major parties have ruled out working with the Greens in the event of a hung parliament, but that hasn't deterred the leader.
Premier calls it doing deals. We call it negotiating to get great outcomes for Tasmanians, and that's what we are planning to be doing.